Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce Real-Time Scenario series. Today we are going to discuss to the another new real-time scenario on the LWC component. Before jump into the this use case, already we discussed to the related to this use case in the flow. We have to the each account ensure the only one primary contact, that is already we discussed in the on the flows too. We are implement while creation of the account too, and after that account is associated by the contacts, right? While creation of the contacts at a time we can able to associated to the one primary contact only. Later already we have the account associated to the two or three contacts, right? So user can able to modify the primary contact. So that's why we have to create by the one lightning web component page. Based on that, user can able to select by the respective account. Based on that account, we have to display by the related contacts, that account associated contacts. User can able to select by the primary contact, which primary contact they want to modify. That primary contact he can able to select it. They, they are not going to by the each account and each contact they want. We can give it by the user friendly, and we can jump into the step by step. They have to able to select by the account associated to the three contacts. This is want to able to select by the identify, right? This account is the associated to the how many contacts and which contact is the currently primary. Now he can able to select the which one is the new is the primary contact. He can able to select it. So once he can select by this is, for example, third one is the primary contact, automatically disappear to the existing one, deselected by the existing one. If you select by this, automatically deselected by this one. If you selected this can automatically deselected by this one. Once you click on to the save after selections on this like this, it will be the committed to the database, and this will be the set by the false. This can be the set it by the new primary contacts. So this is the use case. Based on the account selection, we have to display by the account associated contacts, and user can able to select by the which one is the now primary contact. And here one thing is the which one is they are selecting, automatically deselected by the rest of things. Rest of things automatically deselected. Okay. So finally he click on to the save button. This will be the set as the now new primary contacts. This is the use case. Let's see how we are going to implement to the step by step. So before you have to watch this video, we have to watch first this video. We have implemented by on the flows. Okay. Then you can easy to understand to the this one. You can easy to understand to the this one. Okay. Let's jump to the Visual Studio. So come to the here. We can create by the one lightning web component page. So real-time scenarios. Okay. Real-time scenarios, RT real-time scenarios. So here we have the primary contacts. Let's take it by the this is the our LWC component. As for the business requirement, first we have to display it by the this lookup field. Okay, we have to display it by the this is the lookup field. User can able to select by the this lookup field. So let's come to the here how we can display by the lookup field. Lightning code, title, primary contacts. So here we have to take it by the lightning record edit form. I'm selecting by the lightning record edit form, object, API name. So account lookup, right? We can able to select by the account lookup on the contact object. So contact. So in this, we are going to give it by the lightning input field. Field API, you have to give it account ID. So this will be the here account ID. So in the contact object field API name is the account ID. So then this lookup field will be the appear. This lookup field will be the appear. So let me show you. This is this field will be the appear. Let me show you. So let's deploy this. Before deploying, we have to give it by the targets. Already I have some targets, existing things. Just copy paste by the here. So save. Let's deploy it by this primary contact or components. It's deploying. Let's come back to the after deploying. I'm coming to the setup. I'm creating by the one app builder for the accessing. Once again, I'm clicking on this app builder. So let's come to the here. I'm taking by the one app page. So click on next. So here, primary contacts, primary contact. Okay, this is the my component name. Just I'm giving to the that name. So click on done. So here primary contact now. So this component will be appear by the here. We have to deploy right app page. So this is the here. Now drag and drop to the here. Click on save. Click on activate. So I'm going to give it by the real-time scenarios. Okay. This is my app name. You can give it by the your app name. Okay. So click on save. Back to the page. So primary contact. I am opening by the this tab. This is the one app page we are created. Why? Because means we need to access the our LWC component. Let's see here. I'm giving to the account name. Now I can select by the any one of the account like this. If you want to search it also, you can able to search it by the unrelated information here also like this. So our next step is the once user selected by the account, that account ID, we need to hold it right. Which account is they are selected, that account ID, we need to hold it now. So that purpose, here we have to take it by the on change. On change. So here handle change. So let me save. Let's come to the JS. So here I am taking by the JS event constant. So CACC ID event to dot target to dot value. So directly we have to select with event dot target dot. Why? Because we have the only one field, right? Input field. That's why directly we can access. So now let me check it. This is the return to the account ID or not. Just I'm taking by the alert for the debugging purpose. ACC ID. Let me save. Redeployed by the component. Let's refresh by the page. See here, account ID, which account we are selecting, that account ID will be the return. Already we know, right? Lookup fields is the always hold by the record IDs. Lookup fields backgroundly hold it by the record IDs. Okay, now we can able to capture by the record ID. That's correct, right? Now, based on this account ID, we need to fetch this account to related contacts. This account related contacts, we need to get it and display. So Control Shift P, create Apex class. So here class name is the primary contacts. This is the my class name. So now here I am defining the one method at the rate aura enabled get primary contacts. So here we have to take it by the account ID. Here we are selecting na this account ID, we are passing to the this account. Okay. So here we have to pass it based on this. It is returned to the list of the contacts. Con list, select ID comma name comma primary contact underscore. So this is the API name of the in the contact object. Let me show you. Let's come to the here. Contact object. Fields and relationships. So search by the primary contact. This is already we have. Okay. So here same name I'm giving the okay from contact and here where so here account ID equals to what we are enter the account ID ACC ID order by name ascending name we have A to Z. Okay, just order by the account names. Let's save. Let's return to the account contact returns na return con list. Instead of the string, we are returning by the contact records, right? So let's copy this, replace by the string. Let's deploy this one. So this Apex class, what is saying, it is returning to the contacts, which is associated by the selected account. Okay. So now let's come to the, this is the our method name now. Already we know how to import by the methods. Okay. From so this is the class name dot our method name. Okay, class name dot our method name primary contacts. Okay, primary contacts dot get primary contacts. Now let's see how we are going to call it by the our method. So imperatively calling. I think everyone is aware of the how to call it by the imperatively. So on page load, if you want to call it by the here, we are using to the wire method, right? But here we are going to call it by the imperatively. So how we are going to call it by the imperatively? Let's see. So now here we are hiding by the alert method or removing. I'm just hiding by the alert method. Now here imperatively calling by the our Apex class method. So get primary, what we have to take it in a naming here, that naming, and it is the parameterized method. If it is not a parameterized method, this one we can ignore by the inside. But it is the parameterized method, we need to pass it by the account ID. So that's why here. So ACC ID, yes, ACC ID. Careful to here, you have to give it, which is the you are giving the here na parameter name. Same parameter name you have to give it. From the our JS2, we have to pass it by the C account ID. Here we have to hold it now our account ID. This account ID pass it to the our Apex class. So then it will return to the result. Result. Okay, dot catch. If might be written any error, we have to hold it by the error. So this is the error. Imperatively calling. This is the syntax we are calling by the imperatively. Imperatively calling nothing but the when we want to access the our Apex class, at that time we are going to the imperatively calling. So when I click onto the button, then only, or when I am selecting by the account name, then only I want to call it by the Apex class now. This is called the imperatively calling. Now it is returned to the list of the contacts, right? So this should, sorry, contacts. So here this dot contacts equals to result. So up to here, Apex class, what is the return? That result we are storing into the in the list. Okay, one of the variable. Okay, one of the variable we have to declare by here. We have to display. Now here we have to display by this list of the contacts into the HTML. So already we know, right, how to display by the list of the records. Let's take it by the break. Let's take it by the templates. So when we get it by the records, then only we have to display. Now let's take it by the one property display contacts. So if it is get it by the true, we have to return by the result. We have to make it as the true. Otherwise, we have to make it as by the false. By default, we are going to give it by the here false. Okay, by default, we are going to give it by the false. When we return to the result, then only we can make it as the true, this one. So display contacts, if true. So here I am taking by the one table, border equals to 1. So here I am going to display by the header. Okay, I am going to display by the header. First, so headers purpose, we have to use it for the TR. In the TR, we have to close it by the tag, TR tag. Header, so we have to use it for the TH, table header, name, and table header, primary contact. Headers we are displaying. Now we have to display by the one by one records. So template for each. So where we have stored our records in the contacts. So let's me take it by the for item. Con. Okay, for item con. Each contact we have to display by the in the row format. Table row. So here we have to use it for the when we are using the for each na, let must be the key. Key equals to so con dot id. Here we have to the contact ID, right? So con. What we have to give it by the for item here, that is the con ID. TD, first of all, we have to display by the contact name. Con dot name. Similar way, primary contact as well. So let's come to the here. Primary contact API name is this one. So let me save and deploy. Let's check it up to here. So first of all, we are writing the imperatively calling method in the JS side. When we select by the account, call it by the handle change rate. Then automatically we are get it by the which account is we are selected. That account ID will be the populated by the here. Based on this account ID, we are passing to our Apex class. That Apex class will be the written by the selected account related contacts information. That information we are stored into the one of the contact, one of the contacts. Now let's come to the here. After that list of the records, we can able to display it by the in the for each. So here I am using by the HTML table with the for each. Okay. Let's come to the here. Refresh by the page. So this account hold by the three contacts. True, false, false means this is the primary contact. That's why it is written to the true. Rest of the two all the false. They are not selected. So now user can able to select by the primary contact, right? We need to give it by the like this checkbox, like this checkbox. So let's see how we are going to give it by the checkbox here. Okay, checkbox here we have to give it. So come to the here. So lightning input type equals to checkbox. So if you give it by the value, dot primary contact. Okay, checkbox I'm giving the here value equals to dot primary contact. Or it is the checkbox, right? We have to instead of the value checked. We have to give it by the checked instead of the true or false. It is the holding. Let me save and deploy. So let's come to the here at present showing the appear like this now. So now I'm going to refresh by the page. See here. Now we can able to select by the record. Okay. Now here like this. But here you have to observe we can able to select by the all the primary contacts. But user can able to select by the only one, right? Let's see how we are going to implement that. Before that, when we are selected by the this account automatically called by the handle change method. When we are selected that account, ID is the pass it to the Apex class. Apex class will be written by the list of the contacts. That contacts we are populated by the HTML table. Okay, so this is the calling to the imperatively calling on the Apex class methods, imperatively calling by the Apex class methods. Okay, let's see how to handle by the only one able to select by the user. User can able to select by the only one. So that purpose here we have to take it by the values. So here we have to take it by the one separate contacts list. We can initially store it by that. By default, these are all the objects fields, right? These are all the objects fields. Instead of that, we can take it by the some object type variable. Okay, so here we have to take it by the one method name. So okay, in that method we are passing to the our values. So here we have to take it by the this dot contacts, right? So let me take it by the here. So I'm taking by the here one local variable. Let contact result or so in this result too we have to the map it or without to take it by the variable also already we have to store the result, right? So here for loop. So in the for loop we have to take it by the let con of result. So here we have the list of the records, right? This is the we are looping by the list of the records. We have to loop it by the list of records. Now this is the, I'm going to take it by the list of the records. Now, so here we have to define the, this one is the an object type or list type. List type, how we are going to list data define. So this is the list type I'm defining now. Earlier means directly result data we are storing. Now we are not stored by the directly to the list of the records. Why? Because we need to handle to the which one is the selected that record ID and automatically deselected by the rest of the values. Which one is you are selected, that one is the, we need to hold it right. So that purpose I am doing the, this one. So here we have to, so this dot contacts dot push. This is the object notation ID con dot ID comma name con dot name is primary. I am taking here one variable. So con dot primary variable. Our list of the records, it is hold by either true or false. Why? Because means this is the object type. Now that's why we are taking by the, our own object type notation. This is the object type notation. Object is the, we are storing into the, in the list of the records. Okay. So now ID name is primary. Let's save, deploy. So now come to the here. Instead of the primary, I'm going to take it by the is primary. Con ID, con name. These are all the same. We are not changed by the any ID and name. We are not changed. Just it is the changed by the, instead of the custom field, we are just to take it by the, our own variable name. Okay, let's save and deploy. So let's refresh by the page. UI side, there is no much difference. But why I am taking the, this one means we have to handle by the is primary, which one is the selected, which one is the deselected purpose. I'm taking by the separate object notation. By default, you have to observe all are will be the showing to the unchecked only. Okay. Let me check it here. Is checked right. This one is contact primary is true contacts. Let's come to this is we are not deployed. Save and deploy. Is primary we are not saved. Save and deployed. Now let's refresh by the page. See here, now it is up here. Now user can able to select the, again this can also, now we can handle it. So when we are selected, deselect or selected, right, this one, let me show you how to handle to that one. On change, right, input field, we are writing by the on change. When it is the change, we have to call it by our method on change handle selected. Okay. Handle selected value. Okay. Let me take it by the, we have to take it by the handle change or handle select, handle change. I think already we have to take it now. Handle selected primary contact. Let me take it by the name, easily understanding purpose. So this is the our method name. Let's come to the JS. So again, we want to know, right, which one is the selected. Now we want to know the which one is the selected. That ID we need to write. We are not sure, right? This one are they are selected, this one are they are selected, this one. So which one is the selected? That ID we need to hold it. So that's purpose here we have to select by the contact. Yes, con ID. So event dot target dot value or name. We have to take it by the name, but not for the value, right? Value means it is written by the true or false. So here we have to take it by the name equals to IDs. We need to hold it contact ID, con dot ID. it is returned to the contact ID, which is the we are selecting now that contact ID, it will be the returned. So now here constant is checked. It is the return true or the false. Event dot target dot value. It is returned to the true or false. It is returned to the contact ID. Which contact is we are clicking na, that contact ID will be the return. So once it is the checked, we have to map it to the here. Okay, so now let's come to the here. We have to the contacts records, right? These are the, it is checked, right? So let me take it by the one variable here. New contact list. Why I'm taking, I will let you. So new contacts. So for loop, let con of this dot contacts. Why this dot contacts means where we are stored our all the contacts in this, right? This is only the we are populated by the here also contacts, right? So that's why here we have to take it by the contacts. This dot contacts we are looping. Now, which is the you are selecting that contact ID will be the come by the here, right? If con dot ID equals to yes con ID. Yes con ID and is checked means it is the true, then only come to the in this loop. It is checked, it is returned to the this contact ID both are equal and is checked, then come to the here con dot is primary equals to true. Okay, is primary equals to true. This is we can make it as the true. This is selected, right, or checked. This is the we have to check, right? That is the is checked. Which contact you are selected, that contact ID will be written by the here, then it is returned to the is checked true means then only it will be the return to the true. Otherwise, it will return to the false value. Otherwise, it will be return to the false. So here else con dot is primary equals to false. We are setting by true or false. We are checking purpose. We are taking by the separate variable here. We are not handling for the standard object directly. So now here, if it is the selected contact ID equals to this one, and that contact might be unchecked also right here. You are, this is the checked, unchecked also. Now it is returned to the false. That's why if it is the checked only, we have to map it to the true. Otherwise, we have to map it by the false. If you confuse means you can just take it by the true here. So finally, we have to, what is the latest data, right? This latest data, we have to hold it by the new contacts dot push off contact. So these are the existing records. We are existing records map into the new record. But these new records, again, we need to display by in the same table, right? In the same table UI. So that's why after completion of this process, existing records, we are going to clear it first. Contacts equals to new memory we are allocated. Clear the values. Existing values all will be the clear after this process is completed. So finally, after completion of this, we can add it by the our new values. We can add it by the our new values. Okay. So here this dot contacts equals to new contacts. If you not clear means existing value and new values both will be the holding. Both will be the holding. That's why we have to clear by the what is the existing all the values, and freshly what we are setting the data, that fresh data again we have to set it by the here. We have to set it by the here. Okay, let's save and deploy. Full component I am deploying now. So refresh by the page. So let me select it by the here. So here I think page is the not refreshed. One more time. We have to refresh. See here now. Let me refresh once. So initially when it is selected, this whole component is rendered, but here you have to observe it is displayed the data, right? But after that, this component is the not rendering. It is the data changing, right? Context. So let me take it by the up to here. Refreshing purpose. If true, it is the data changing at object type, right? This way it is the list type now. So that's why we can refresh by the manually to a. So we have to do it by the condition. When it is the changing the data, automatically reactive properties, right? Automatically refresh by the data. Let me save and deploy. So once it is data changed, automatically refreshed by the this part only. This part only we can refresh. So let's here come to the here. Still it is not applied. Let me check it. So let me check it once. Contacts. If it is the changing the data, we have to be changing the data right here. This dot contacts. First time it is executing, then come to the second time it's not executing now. So let me check it. Where is the not matches? Everything is fine. Is checked equals to true. Then only come to the here. Then it is also be the checked right event dot target dot value. So this dot contacts will be the refreshed. So syntax is the looks like good, but where is the problem? Let me reload. Second time it's changed on change. Event dot contact ID. Contact ID also be the here. So con ID we are taken and our contact ID both are equal. Then come to the is primary equals to true. Then we have to take it by the false. So true, false. Let's push on to the contacts. Then finally we have to clear and we have to store it with our contacts. Let's take it by the console logs and verify. Console dot log. So here we have to the yes con ID. So checked value we have to check it is checked. So this is for the contact, this is for the checked value. And one more, we have to take it here, new contacts. So this is the object notation, right? Object notation data, we have to check it by the JSON dot stingify. So new contacts, we have to check it. Let me save and deploy. So here also we have to take it by the contact ID. In the query, we are mentioned by the capital ID, right? Yeah. Cancel it and redeploy. Let's come to the here, refresh by the page. So let me check it by the logs. So checked value we are not getting. Either true or false. Okay, instead of the value, yeah, we have to give it by the checked. Why? Because it is the checkbox, right? It is written to the either true or false. That is the problem. Here it is the checked, right? Here we have to take it instead of the value, we have to take it by the checked. When we are using the here type equals to checkbox, we have to use it for the checked instead of the value. So let's refresh. Now it's working fine. Okay. So which one we are selected? That is only be the selected. Rest of things automatically false. If it is false, false. If it is checked, no one is the true, right? That's why automatically not deselected. Now if it is selected by the first one, automatically first one. If it is the second one, second one. If it is the third one, third one. So now like this, we can able to handle it. So this is the process we have the handle. We have to hold it by the once we have to select by the or unchecked by the particular contact. We have to hold it by the contact ID. We have to select by the, it is the true or false. So then based on that, each contact, we have the loop repeating, which is the selected. That one is the, we can make it as the mark true. And existing one is the, if it is the true means we can mark it as to the false. Okay, set to true and false. So for loop we have to repeat. These are all we have to hold it by the new contacts. These are all the freshly added new contacts information, and we can clear by the existing contacts what we have the in that contacts information we have to map it to the here. Okay, in this we are map it to by the here. Okay, so like this we can hold it by the selected contacts, primary contact one, and we can deselect by the existing one. So finally, we have to commit it to the database, right? Let's take it by the one condition to the here after table, one button, lightning button, variant brand, label, submit or save, on click, handle save. Okay, so once it is saved data, we have to the committed to the database. Okay, let me save and deploy. Let me refresh by the page. So save button will be the popular. For example, I'm going to select by third one is the save. See here. Now click onto the save. We can able to save it by the third one only. So why we are going to deselected by the automatically one means already we discussed in this use case when we are developing the flow also. As for the requirement, each account ensure the only one primary contact. That's why we can select by the other one is the primary contact automatically deselected by the previous one, which one is the selected. Okay. So that's why here we have to user can able to select the only one for the primary contact. Now we click on to the save. This will be the save to the database. So let's come to the here handle save. So handle save means this data we need to commit it to the database, right? This dot contacts. So here we have to commit it to the these records to the database. Just to initially we can take it by one method for the update to the contacts at the rate aura enabled update contacts. Why? Because which one is the newly primary contact that should be the mark as a true and existing one is the mark as a false. Okay. So that's why here we have to update it by the contacts. So here list of the contacts now. List contact on list. Okay. So here just we have to take it by the call list. Just we have to update it by the call list. That's it only. So this is the accepted by the object type. Now this method also we need to call it update contacts. I think return we have to give it by the success. Just for the it is updated by the success. Return statement. So save and deploy. It will return to the success. Okay, once it is successfully updated. Let's call it by this method as well to the here. Import from at the rate Salesforce slash Apex slash update contacts. Okay, this is the our newly method name update contacts. So before again save it to this data to the database, we have to this is accepted by the object to data right object type data type. But actually, as for the understanding purpose, we have to uncheck and checking purpose. We have to take it by the is primary right. It is not a standard field. So what we have the created now earlier this step again we have to the repeat to the here. So but here instead of this this dot contacts, let me take it by the one variable. Let update contact list. So in this list we are going to add it. Contact ID, contact name. Here is primary. Now here is primary. This is the API name. Here we have to take it by the in this contacts. We have the is primary. This is right. We have to map it by the here. Is primary equals to true. Is primary. We are mapping into the primary either true or false. Okay. Updated contact list. We have to updating by this one. So finally, we have to call it by the our object updated by the our Apex class method. So how to call it by the again imperatively calling. It is also be the parameterized method. What is the name here? We have to take in con list, right? Con list. This dot updated records. So then it will success. It is returned to the success now. Result. So alert success message. Just I'm displaying by the success message. Instead of this, you have to use it for the show toast message. That is, you have to implement successfully updated by the your contact. That kind of the message you have to display. Okay. You have to create by the here show toast message. I'm not adding by the now. Already this is length of the code, right? That's why. Show toast messages here you have to use this instead of the alert method. Show toast events. Okay. If it is failed, anything, it is written to the error message, right? Catch. So error message, we can store it by the here console.log error. Okay. So like this, what are the contacts? In this, we have the whole witness data, right? Contact ID, name, and primary. That will be the we are giving to the here. That will be the we have to map it by the in the object type. Let's save and deploy. So let me refresh by the page. So at present, we have the one is the primary key. I'm giving to the third one is the primary key now. Let's click on save. Now it is set it by the 3 is the primary. I think it's not invoked by our Apex class method. Let me refresh. Present to this one. Now I'm going to select by third one. Why it is not invoked by the our method? Let me check it. Handle save. We have the new contacts. This dot contact push. Contact ID is primary. Contact name. Result. In this list, we are adding by the our data. That's it. Fine. Okay, I think we are added by this keyword here. We don't need for the this keyword, right? It is the local variable, right? Directly we can give it by the local variable like this. Click on to the save and deploy. Refresh by the page. Now I'm selecting third one. Still not loaded. Again, refresh by the page. Now still not updated. It is not returning by the result. It is updated. On list. Updated records. Let me open by the developer console. We can check it. It is success or failing by the anything. At present, we don't have the any logs here. At present, we don't have any logs here. So let me click on to the save. Actually, it is not invoked by the our Apex class method. At least logs will be the generated. Updated primary contacts, updated contacts, updated contacts, static. Let me save and redeploy. It is deployed. This is the same right method name. This one also we can import all places. Let me save and deploy. Now let's refresh and check it. Third one. Now it is invoked by the success, but here we didn't get by the message. Okay, now refresh and check it. It is selected by third one or not. It is not updated, but here we have to get it by the success message. Update contact list. So let me check it. Here we have to get it by the contact records or not. So call list. Save and deploy. Apex class getting the contact records or not. That's why here I'm selecting by the here. Let's come to this save it here. Third one. Again hit on to the save. Okay, let me refresh and save it. Click on to the method. Third one, I'm selecting by this save. Now it is invoked by the method. Let me check it logs. Actually, debug logs is the not executing. So I think so. Our method is the not invoked. Aura is the executed, but our Apex class is the not invoked. Let me check it here. Handle save. On click, handle save. Method. Oh my God. Okay. So here we are giving just this dot contacts. Actually, this dot contacts, right? S is the missed. So that's why it is not held by any data, right? This dot contact. So this dot contacts, right? So let me save it and deploy. It is the empty, right? So that's why it might be not calling by our method name. Now come to the here. We have the refresh by the page. Third one. Now let me check it. Still also not be the invoked. This dot contacts contact ID. This one, let me check it by the here. We have to take it by the one console log for this. In this data is the coming or not, we can check it by the here. JSON dot stringify. These are all we are hiding. Do not confuse purpose. Let me save and deploy. Refresh by the page. So console log is the not executed. This one means this is the before only we have an issue. This dot contacts let con for loop update I think in this only the issue. Let me check it line by line. We have the updated contact list. That will be the fine actually. Okay, so now here contacts are we are looping one by one contacts. That is also be the fine. Why it is not getting this dot contacts? Push data, we are pushing the ID name, everything. JSON dot stringify. These are all the contacts only. Everything looks good. Let me check it by the before this method calling contacts. List of the contacts only. Let me save and deploy. Let me refresh by the page. Third one. Save. So under the contacts, ID, name. So is primary, false. Third one is the true, right? We are giving third one is the true. Up to it is coming. Then I think in this loop only, it is the problem. Contacts. This dot, this is right. Push method, con ID, con name is primary. Okay, my God. Here we have to miss by the con. Con dot is primary, right? Con dot ID, con dot name, con dot is primary. This is the under this, right? Con primary, right? We are not giving a con dot primary. That is the problem. Okay, let me save and deploy. Refresh by the page. So save. Now alert method successfully saved. Now I am closing. Again open by the same thing. Let me refresh page. Third one is the we are selected, right? Third one is the mark it as a true. See here, third one is the mark it as a true. It is committed to the database. Now I am going to select by the second one. Click on save. Okay. So we can refresh by the page. Now second one is the we are selected, right? That will be the committed to the database. That will be the second one is the now true. See here. So after click on to the save, you have to the refresh by the this one also we can hide by the these information and we can mark it as a this one also be the false. Why? Because user can able to select by the new one. So once you committed to the save, we can mark it as the these all the false again. Then that is success. So this dot contacts equals to again we can blank by the this list one. This list we can mark it as a blank. Okay, and that too we have to display screen also be the mark it as a false. We no need for that. This table no need to display, right? This list will be the we can mark it as a new list or we can clear the values and display also be the false. We are going to mark it as to the false. Once it is success, we have to doing these two. So save and deploy. We can clear the values and display contacts also we can mark it as the false. Let me refresh. Now it is the second one. Now I'm going to mark it as the third one is the true. Once I click onto the save, this will be the hide, this whole section. Success. See here. User wants to select by the new one, we can select by the new one. Okay, so new one we are going to select now. On change also we have to clear by the values. So on change we have to clear by the values. Every time it is holding by the old values also, right? Handle change, we have to make it as the blank values. Why? Because means here you have to observe old values also with the holding on change. So on change, we can again clear by the existing values. Let me show you. So now here it is selected by something values. Once I am going to select this, existing values will be the populated, but now here there is no any contacts for this. So this is the we have the some primary contacts records. Okay. Like this, we can clear the existing values on change. Again, which account we are select, that account related contacts information will be the populated by the here. That purpose we have to clear by the on change by the every time. So final step is the if you want to the once you click onto the save button, this button also you want to this field also you want to blank it. So here once it is success, but this will be the not blank, right? How we are going to make it as the blank this field? So we have to blank it by the input field now. So you have to give it by the input field data ID or your wish, data name, your wish. So here account ID. This is the naming conversion. Based on this input field, I am going to make it as the blank. After the save, right, all are the, we are clearing the data right here. This should dot, sorry. Here we have to clearing purpose. We have to use it by the this dot template dot query select only one field, right? That's why here we have to only one selected field. So this is the lightning input field, right? This is the lightning input field. Now you have to select by this one lightning input, but might be in your page couple of the lightning input fields now. So which one you want? So which one you want to the make it as a blank data name. Here we are going to give it a data name equals to account ID. So this field only we are going to make it as to the ID. Na? So that's why here we have to data ID equals to that field. We are going to mark it as to the null or empty. So here we have to started. Here we have to give it by the double quotes. So value, right? We have to take it by the value equals to null. Okay, this value query locator account ID field value, we are going to make it as the null value. So let me save and deploy. This one also you have to save and deploy. Why? Because you are giving by the data name. Okay, so here this will be the clear by the input field value as well. Input field as well. So let's come to the here final output. We can check it. So now I'm going to select by the first one is the primary key. Once I click onto the save, success, this will also be the clear. There is no value. Now user can able to select by the any other new one like this. So we have the only one like this. So like this user can able to select the only one primary contact to the account. So I hope it's clear how it was the we are implemented. So many concepts we are covered. Initially we have to display by the account name. Once we have to select by the account name, we have to hold it by the selected account ID. Based on that, we are fetching by the all the contacts. User can able to select by the only one primary contact. That is the we are implemented how they can select by the only one primary contact. Once you click onto the save button, that record will be the committed to the database. That records And once it is saved, automatically we can hide by this table, and as well as to the we can clear by this account name field. Okay, these are all the concepts we are covered in this video and in this use case. I hope it's clear how it was implemented. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for the more real-time scenarios.